All right, let's start this off. This is the topic of my talk. It's floating around here. I want to ask you, who of you has thought about starting a blog in your life? Okay, wow. And who of you has a blog? Already has a something running? Okay, who would say that he is successful with his blog or can live off his blog or his blog business? Alright, perfect. That's why you're here, probably. Awesome. My topic is how to launch your blog with a bang. So I'll be talking about what I will share is my story, how I went from being a law school dropout to pro blogger. I don't really like the word pro blogger, but Max was actually the first one to call me pro blogger, so I take it. And speaker. My strategy is to build a change-making blog from 0 to 30,000 visitors a month and revenue that pays my bills. So I'm not I haven't made it yet, so I'm not a millionaire, but I can live off the money I make with the blog. And it's not the main priority for me to become millionaire, but my main priority is to make something, to build something that has real value, and if that value is valuable to people, then I'll make some money. And I'll give you the three most important questions for you to build your own blogging empire. So if you want to start your own blog, I'll give you three questions that I found to be the most crucial questions to answer if you want to be successful with your blog. So not too long ago, I wasn't either happy nor fulfilled, and I looked like this. Maybe some of you know this picture. We've seen talks to me before. So that was 4 years ago, and that was when I started going to law school. 1 year after that, I quit law school because I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing there and why the fuck I was studying law. So I was okay, let's try something else. And since then, a lot of things have changed in my life. Coming back to the picture, it's not just the physics or my outer appearance that has changed. Hello, Doc. But more my mindset, what happened inside my head, and what happened here, in my heart. So to give you a quick overview of my last 4 years. October 2011, I quit law school and went to Nicaragua to volunteer and then travel 10 more countries in Latin America. Then I came back to Germany, moved in with my parents. That were the 5 most, the 5 hardest months of my life so far, I guess. Just working my ass off to make some money to move out as fast as possible. In April 2013, I moved to Berlin and started an internship with the Idea Camp. Maybe has someone heard about the Idea Camp? Yeah, cool. They do startup workshops mainly. They teach you how to bootstrap your business, so how you can start your own business without big investors' money. And so I was really interested in becoming an entrepreneur because I wanted freedom. I didn't want to work for someone else who was telling me the whole way what I need to do. And I thought it's not only the money that I was after, but I thought entrepreneurship is actually a great tool to change things, to build something that I want to see in the world. So I tested my first business ideas. I worked for the Idea Camp, I built a blog for them, I did a lot of comfort zone challenges because I was not like very self-confident. So I like lots of funny stuff like in the streets of Berlin, trying to talk to people, trying to talk to girls because I was like, really, really shy. Like up to the point where I was like, did you do that too?
No, everything's fine.
Okay. Up to the point where I started my own workshops teaching people how to leave their comfort zones and become more confident. Yeah, on the side I did some productivity workshops where I helped artists and entrepreneurs work more productively. So, at some point, I was making like money to live on, but then I was like, okay. I had two questions in my head. And the first one was, what am I like really passionate about? And I'm really passionate about effectiveness. I'm really passionate about self-confidence, about comfort zone challenges, about entrepreneurship, all these things. But it wasn't like, it was like really touching my heart and like really motivating me. Like it was like, it could imagine me doing this in like 5 years, 10 years, and even more. And the second question was, how can I create the biggest change and impact with the things I was doing? So if I do a workshop on productivity for 10 entrepreneurs, that's an impact of 10 people. If I do a workshop on comfort zone challenges with maybe 20 people, I just have an impact on 20 people. So I thought about what are the topics that I'm most passionate about, and I found out that I'm really passionate about education, entrepreneurship, and personal development. So I thought, okay, I've learned so much in the last couple of months that I actually don't need to go back to university, because I visited so many universities, I went to so many lectures, and I was like bored to hell and didn't feel that I'm actually getting something out of it. So I started my blog, which is called antiuni.com. And it's not, like the title is not, I'm not against university, but I think that for many, many people out there, school and university is not the best use of their time. So what I want to write about is, on this blog, is how to design your own education on one hand, how to, I got this written down, this is very important. I'm very prepared, as you can see. Yeah, what I wanted to teach people is help them, because I had this long journey of trying to find out what I wanted to do in my life, and I met so many young people who were like lost and didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and like why the fuck they were doing it. Sorry for the fucks. And I wanted to, at the same time, I wanted to revolutionize, kind of revolutionize the education system, because I just think it's not really useful for many people out there. And I wanted to make a living of the things I was doing. So this is basically just what I did, what happened. The first month I started, I had around about 20,000 visits. And to be really, I want to show you something. This is Internetfehler, super. Yeah, I actually wanted to show you the stats to be about my internet visits and work, so can't show you the stats. But yeah, I had like 20,000 visitors in my first month. After the third month, I had 500 subscribers. The fourth month, I had 10,000 visits on one day because I got some PR, so one of the bigger German newspaper sites heard about my blog. The sixth month, I took a break because I was kind of a bit burned out, I would say. Seventh month, I started doing more speaking gigs, radio interviews. I don't remember what I did the 8th month. The 9th month, I decided to go all in. So that was the month when I decided, okay, let's drop all the other things I'm doing to sustain myself, and let's just focus on the blog and build something that actually pays my bills.
Then you're not in the project anymore.
Oh, what's going on here? Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, 11, 12, that was actually December. Yeah, it was November, December last year. I was kind of lost because I was like really, I think I had a lot of anxiety about focusing and only relying on that project. And now in January and February, I'm back on track. And actually in January, I made like for the first time, I had more than 3,000 euros in revenue. So as I said, it's not a money-making machine, but it's not what I'm looking for. So how did I do it? The first thing I did, even before I started the actual blog, was doing guest posting. So all I did was build a pre-launch page that basically said, okay, something is starting here in like 30 days. If you want to get, if you want me to let you know, just sign up here, I'll send you an email. So even before I started, I got like, I think 350 emails, 350 people signed up before the start. And then when I started, I sent one email out and asked them to share the articles I posted on the blog. So even on the first day, I had like lots of traffic on the blog, many people shared the content, so I had quite a bang to start with. Next thing I did was leaving lots of comments on other blogs and building relationships with other bloggers. So like the most important thing if you want to build a successful blog is to have a great network and great relationships with other bloggers. Because if you're alone and if nobody wants to help you, then you're not becoming successful. There's not like many chances that you become successful. If you have lots of other bloggers who support you, who share your content, who let you guest blog, all that stuff, then you have good chances to actually have a successful blog. And actually the most important thing I did was building a small army. So I made a list with people that I wanted to help with, and people that I knew that my content would help them achieve certain things in their life. So I had a list of about, I think, 50 people. And so when I wrote new content, and when I shared new blog posts on my blog, I went through my list, opened Facebook, and wrote a little message for them, shared the blog post with them, and asked them, hey, if you like this post, I would be very happy if you share it with your friends, if you share it on Facebook, post it on Pinterest, or tweet it. And by that, I built like a small army of, like 50, almost 50 people who almost every time share all my blog posts. So I got 3 minutes left, and I've got 3 questions for you. 1 minute left. All right. So the first and most important. So first, how did I come up with those questions? I get a lot of emails nowadays from people who have their own blogs, who want to start blogs, and I'm happy to give feedback. So I look at all these blogs and I write them like little feedback messages and say, hey, what about this? What about your design? What is your blog actually about? And so I see like the same mistakes over and over again. So the first thing is, if your blog is something you want to make money with, you have to solve a problem. Because nobody pays you for ideas or opinions. And it's nothing bad about like having a blog that you say opinions on or just share your ideas. But if you want to make money with your blog or monetize it in a certain way, you really have to find a problem that you want to solve. So the second question is, where do your visitors come from? And actually, finding a problem you want to solve is actually one of the best methods to find your topic for your blog. Because if you don't know what to start with, it's a good method to look around, like look back in your own personal history and maybe think about, okay, what problems did I face in my life? What problems did I solve for myself or for other people? The second thing, still done. The second question is, where do your visitors come from? Mirko talked about some traffic streams, so I talked about Facebook ads, he talked about Google ads, he talked about YouTube. I'm a fan, like if you're starting out, it's good, I think it's a good idea to test it without spending a lot of money in like Facebook ads and that kind of stuff. Even, especially if you don't know anything about it. So what many bloggers who start their blog actually don't think about is where do my visitors come from? And there's two main, what is it? Sources, traffic sources. The one is search engines, and the other one is anything that's related with social media. So you have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have Pinterest, you have YouTube, all that stuff. And I found out that you have either blogs that most of the traffic comes from social media, or most of the traffic comes from search engines. So when you start out, the easiest thing to do is write down 10 blog post ideas, or 10 things you want to write about, type them into the Google Keyword Planner, and then you get an idea of how many people look for those topics on Google. You get the raw idea. It's not very specific, the numbers, but you get a raw idea. So when I looked my keywords up, and I found like 10,000 search queries for the keywords I wanted to talk about, and I had 20,000 visitors in the first month. So my strategy was certainly going through social media, asking people to post my stuff, all those things. Sure, just the third question. So if you have a problem that you want to solve, of course, you want a solution for that. So the third question you should think about, or you can think about, is how can I solve this problem? Or do I know experts who can help me solve this problem? Maybe I can put all this knowledge into a product, into a digital product like Mirko did that with the Speed Students program, and then sell it to my audience to solve the problem in the end. All right, that's for my part. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Thanks, Ben. How do you monetize?
I monetize through partner programs, so I don't have my own product yet, so I recommend things for my audience that helps them solve certain problems they have. Like for example, I recommended them a speed reading course. Yeah, it's affiliate mainly. Or what I do as well is I do affiliate with events. So for example, for the Digital Nomad Conference, actually I think the top partner, and so I get discounts for my audience to go to events, and I get much part of that. Anyone else? Yeah.
Did you pay for the guest post?
No, I didn't pay. That's the thing about relationships. If you have good relationships with other bloggers, you don't pay for it. Because I think it's a good strategy to think win-win. Because if you guest post on another blog, you actually do them a favor because you create content and that they don't have to like. Anyone else? No. Oh, that's one more.
What are your customer acquisition costs, and how much revenue do you get from a customer on average?
That's the question. I don't have those numbers calculated yet because just because the products I recommend are like they vary from month to month, and I'm not like very specific in my topic. So my audience, they like they like events on blogging, they like speed reading, so it's not very specific. Yeah. Not yet.
I see a question way back there.
Do you do any advertising like Facebook ads, Google ads?
I did some Facebook ads for some time, but not very long, because I don't know much about Facebook ads. And I think Facebook ads is a good idea if you have your own product, but before you have your own product, it's, like for me, it wasn't the best strategy. Yeah.
You said you built a team which helped you, around 50 people, but I can't understand how you did it.
Sure. Yeah, my small army. That was basically just my readers, like people I knew, like friends of mine, who I thought the content I write would help them, or would be interesting for them. So all I did was write them an email or write them through Facebook and ask them in person if they would share a certain blog article or something, if they liked it. And so you can write, a good way to do this is to start your own Facebook group. So if you have a blog, build up your own Facebook group, name it after the blog, and then tell people if they want to discuss certain topics, they can discuss that in the Facebook group. And or you can even write people who commented on your blog, or like I got so many messages through the PR I got, so I just went through the messages that people sent me and asked them if they would share certain articles. Yeah.
Last question.
What do you mean with all in? You said you went
Yeah. I stopped working as a freelancer for VAEcon, so I decided to stop freelancing and do only speaking and my blog stuff. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Ben Paul.
Okay, one more thing, actually I forgot to mention this, is, this picture is great. I built something that is, I built a small course, like a small, building small plugin course, and I'm giving you, if someone is interested, okay, actually it doesn't work. You can go to blogbuddy.de, and if you sign up, you get like a free report that basically contains more specific information that I could give you in this talk on how to, if you want to start a blog, what you can do in research, how to find the keywords, how to build your own small army, all that stuff. You find it's like 50-page ebook that I could easily sell, but I decided to give it away because I want more bloggers out there who actually do stuff that matters. So thank you very much. If you want to talk to me